Last
should
chance
definitely
saloon.
be an improvement. Here's another look at it. Nice focus. Great start to the run-up. Tall and lanky, so
right on it.
good build for the event. And
$5.99 though.
Yeah, thought it was better than $5.99, but again, based on the angle that we are at, obviously difficult to tell. And that will be that. So he's eliminated from the competition. Akeem Freeman of Manchester High. Here, Shamar Shaw of Calabar. He finds himself in 5th position, 655, which came in the opening round. Last year's Class 3 champion, progressing well in his first year of Class 2, full of confidence, full of belief. And here he comes once more. Shamar Shaw of Calabar might have had a bad step at the start of his run-up. Has to be careful here. And gets the white flag, but that will not be an improvement on his 655.
I'd say, though, he's not worried about qualifying for the final 8. At 655, it's unlikely that enough people will get by him to get, oh, wow, really bad.
Yeah, I think he had a bad step from about the 2nd or 3rd in his run-up and just never recovered.
So he did get measured, though, 3.95 meters.
He probably want that not to be measured, as Shavoy Stewart is now on the runway. 6:21 is his best. Stewart powers down the runway. Oh, that doesn't look like a bad effort at all.
Hit the board really well. Gets the white flag.
Might well be an improvement on that 6:21.
Approaches, hits the board really well. He's up, and let's see, on his 3rd attempt, 6:36. So it's an improvement. Kerry Lee Ricketts, his coach. And of course, now we have to start checking. 6:36 could be one of the bubble distances.
Yeah, I think that has him in 8th. We'll try and confirm now. Omari Gordon of Wilmers is not in the top 8, that's for sure, because he hasn't registered a mark.
2 fouls. Let's see what the coaching adjustment does. He's going with the speed, had to go for it, and oh no.
Yeah, 3-foul effort. He falls out in the final of the long jump for Class 2 boys. So Akeem Freeman and now Omari Gordon confirmed out of the event.
Really disappointing to see not even getting a jump attempt. Runs right through. How far off must his run-up have been for him not to be able to take a jump? Well, we move on.
Yeah, here's Nicotroy Green. 6:43 is what he has.
Hitting the board well. Positive 1.3 wind. Well, I'd have to say, having seen the majority of the athletes go through their 3rd attempts, that Noble of Kingston College looks very comfortable, way over 7 meters. Hits the board decently, a little bit more of the board. Up, extends, should have extended some more. Uh, 6:23, not doing much to help his card.
Yeah, so his best 6:43 after 3 rounds of this competition. Next on the runway should be Ronaldo Forner of San Diego. This is his 3rd round effort, coming up 6:63 in the last round. It has him in 4th position, just outside the medals, 2 positions up from where he finished in this final last year. Forner of San Diego settles himself, stays tall down the runway, hits the board nicely. That looks like a good effort. He looks pleased, or does he? Maybe not. The flag is white. That's the important part to start. Now we await the measurement.
Again, it's looking like a 7-meter jump, but the measurements have not been coming back. Let's look at it. He's one of the slower, high-type jumpers. He hits the board just barely, gets up way high. Again, The angle we're looking at, it looks like it would be closer, but it's 670.
It is an improvement, but he remains in fourth position with that 6.70 meters. Now here's his teammate, Leonardo Green. 6:42, his best. Leonardo Green. Oh, that looks like another big one, you know.
Yeah,
maybe out beyond 650. Let's see.
I'm going to have to call it as 655. Let's see.
That would be an improvement.
So Jago could have 2 in the top 8.
They certainly could.
Hits the board well. That's where you want to hit the board. Gets the white flag. And the distance, 653. You're at 650, I was at 655. We'll split the difference.
653 for Leonardo Green. That will almost certainly get him in. That puts him in 6th position. Here is the leader, Oain Noble of Kingston College. Has he already done enough to secure 9 points for his school and win the Champs Class 2 Boys Long Jump title?
At 709, it looks untouchable. Nobody has even come close to 690. So he looks all alone up there, and he's still going for it. He has not eased up. Lots of speed. Hits the board well. Again, going to get the white flag.
That looks like another massive effort, you know. But we await the mark to see if what we think has happened has indeed happened. This has to be close to a 709.
Brilliant on the board. There's nothing more you want on the board. You don't want to be any closer than that. Again, you know, this is looking... Whoa,
yeah, 7.18 for Oain Noble. He extends his advantage in the long jump final for Class 2 boys. And that is exactly what I suspected happened when I saw the effort. There's no smile at... He is still all business in this big final.
I have to tell you, looking untouchable. Well, but this is champs. There's a reason why we run the races, do the jumps, do the throws.
Here's tall Sean Edwards, 675 in the opening round, 643 in round number 2. Carifta Trials under 17 winner with a 7.20. 720 puts him in the lead here, but does he have that in his legs today?
Oh.
That's close on the board. That's a good effort. Looks like the flag will be white.
It is.
This could be over 7 meters or very close to it. And maybe, just maybe, this long jump final is heating up inside the National Stadium.
Good approach, bounding, and then he's going to get the quick steps. And wow, I mean, these boys are hitting the board just right up. And it's 7:02.
Yeah, over 7 meters. That's what I suspected. He remains in 2nd position. But he goes over 7 meters.
So, my prediction was you needed 7 meters to get a medal. We now have 2 boys there. 7:18 for Noble.
Here's Kevin Mitchell. If he can't get over 6:36, he's out of the competition. 3rd and final effort for the Excelsior athlete.
Coach David Riley on the sideline. See what he does. He approaches, jumps from behind the board.
I don't think that will be good enough, and he doesn't think so either.
No.
The flag is white.
Walking with his head hanging down. Again, not seeing the kind of speed that you want from the long jumpers, and if you don't have the speed, then you have to have a lot of height. Again, just touching the board. No.
7th in the Class 3 final last year, has done well to be in the Class 2 final this season, but 6:06 doesn't get him into the final 8. And so Kevin Mitchell of Excelsior, the 3rd athlete to be officially eliminated from this competition. And now Andrew Reid of Cornwall College needs 6.37 meters to get into the final 8. And this is his last opportunity. Looks a little bit pensive. Gets himself together now. Gets into deep focus. Starts his sprint down the long jump runway inside the National Stadium. Powers to the board. That's close on the board, but that's a good effort.
No,
it's red.
Red.
It's red. That's tough on the young man. Brilliant effort to close, but some will say it's not a brilliant effort if you get the red flag. It doesn't matter. And so he's been eliminated as well, Andrew Reid.
Okay,
and so now we know the 8. Wow,
this is
that's
what we're talking
close.
about, as close as you can get. And that's why I encourage the athletes, leave 5 centimeters on the board. Because once you get that close, you're at big risk.
Here is Witter now of Cornwall College. He is still holding on to the bronze medal by 2 centimeters because Ronaldo Forner of St. Jago in 4th at 6.70. His best mark, Witter, is 6.72.
Is Witter as Montego Bay a name as you can get? I don't know if there is a more Montegonian name.
Are you thinking about Witter Village?
There you go, right there in Montego Bay. I mean, if I met somebody and said, hi, my last name is Witter, I'm going to say, are you from Montego Bay?
Yeah, he's had a real bounce in the competition so far. Fouled his second attempt after the 6.72 in the opening round. Here is Witter. Oh, bounces down the runway, nice and fast. Oh, chops the steps to get on the board and get a legal mark. But how will that affect the final distance for Witter of Cornwall College?
I'll take a risk and disagree with Ricardo Chambers, which is not something you should do very often, because he said a legal jump, except the wind is at 2.4. So it's not wind legal.
Yeah, well, it's legal on the board. Barely on the board, but it's legal.
Yeah, but way down at the 6.55.
Yeah, 6.55. So that doesn't improve on a 6.72, but we do know the final 8 for the long jump final, the ones who will score. Akeem